Hey everybody, it is August and it's tough fishing this time of year, but we're going to catch some fish in this episode, probably catch a few big ones, but we're going to throw the entire tackle box just to catch some fish today. We'll talk about it and we'll give you a few tips. Stay tuned.
Shane Flynn Outdoors, brought to you by Omnia Fishing. Experience the most personalized tackle shopping on earth. And by Finn's Outdoors. Gear up for every adventure. And also by Trika, engineered to dominate. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What a big girl! Just like any typical hot summer morning, I'm going to start with a topwater bait. I'm going to be throwing the evergreen shower blows. Now the topwater bite has not been that great for me this summer, but let's see if we can get started with one on the top.
There we go. Real quick, like we got a topwater fish this morning. Just a little guy, little 12-incher, but a nice way to get started. Buddy, let's get those treble hooks out of you. Not into me. It is real early. Real early. Little 12-incher, good to get started with the fish. That's my second cast. Caught him on a topwater this morning. Bright and early. The sun's not peeking up. But a good sign to get started is a good topwater bite.
Well, unfortunately, the topwater bite didn't last that long. So one of the things that I was really focused on is there's a lot of submerged timber throughout this lake on these steep banks. So I thought one good approach would be to fish a big worm down around the timber to see if we could pick up some bass. Now, the thermocline was a factor today. The thermocline was around 10 to 12 feet, but I didn't pick that up until later on, but I started picking up smalls pretty quick.
There we go. Little guy. A little gun it to death today. Little gun it to death.
Well, I'm on to my third bait of the day already, and that's a deep diving crankbait, 12-foot diver on a 12-foot flat. I see a lot of activity down there, but the same results. Little smalls. It's time to get honed in on the bigger bass.
There we go. Little guy. Little guy to death. He jumped on the crankbait. Probably a bad idea, wasn't it, buddy? Sorry. Get on out.
Well, on to my fourth bait of the morning, and it's the Kitech Easy Shiner. Now, I found the structure that I think hold the fish, which is 12 feet in cover, and then finally I hit the mother lode. I'm on better quality bass.
That's decent. Boy, he's taking drag. What's a big bass? That's why he's taking drag. Jumped right over the net. Get him back up here. See if I can't just lose this big bass. No. Wear him out. Wear him out. Finally, after all those dinks, a nice big bass. There we go. That's worth grinding through the dinks to get a big one like that. That's going to be close to 6 pounds. Got him down there on a Kitech on a big log. Boy, he's got a lot of spots on him. Nice big bass right there. All right. Nice big bass. We'll let this one go. I think I found the pattern finally. Let me get a picture of this guy.
So I'm on my 7th choice of bait for the day. I had already fished a creature bait. I tried a jerk bait, and this is the hair jig. And the hair jig usually does pretty good, especially if you fish it right on the break lines on drop-offs, where the thermocline hits the drop-off You give it that violent vertical up and down jerking effect, and it usually generates a pretty good strike, which it does right here.
That's a good one. Now that one's better. Oh yeah. If we get him in. This is a giant bass. Giant bass. Oh, not a giant, but he's a 5-pounder. Woo! Let me show you what I caught him on. I just picked this up and said, this will catch him. Come on, buddy. Be nice to me. One of my favorite baits. I've caught a lot of giants on. Come on, buddy. Nice big bass. Listen a little bit of his tail. Hair jig. Nice big bass. Right at 5 pounds. And we're stacking them up today. 5-pounder, 6-pounder, cloud cover, hair jig, Kitech. Nice big bass. See how long he is. He's got to be close to 22. 21 and a half. Nice bass. We'll get some more. Thanks, bud. So everybody, I just wanted to take a moment and share with you when I look at my graph, and this is forward-facing sonar, that fuzzy line is the thermocline. And what I like to do is I like to find an area, it's at 10 or 12 feet, right there's about 12 feet, 10, 12 feet, and I like to fish the bank right where it intercepts the thermocline, and I'm looking for structure, weeds, any type of anything that bass are going to hang out, and you can see those bait fish above the thermocline. So when I talk about the thermocline, that's what I'm looking at. You can see it on your downward facing sonar, you'll see it more down, but this is forward facing, you can see the thermocline as well, and it's right there at 10, 12 feet. So that's the thermocline. That's what you want to be looking for in late July, mid-August, all the way up into September, to make sure you're fishing above or at the thermocline. Well, I think that's going to do it. We'll just flop that fish right out of the boat. Been a long day of fishing. We caught some pretty good bass, caught a 5 and a 6-pounder, and I had to catch 50, 75 little bass like I just thrown up there. It's August, it's the dog days of summer, and sometimes you just got to throw everything in the tackle box to catch them. Now, we talked about the thermocline, how that impacts bass fishing, and I showed you that on my graph. You know, this is one technique you can use in late August, or this is actually early mid-August, that you can get out here and catch some bass. You just got to be aware of where the thermocline is, find the bank where the thermocline intercepts, and find that cover, and you'll catch some fish. So I hope you learned something from today's episode, and until next time, tight lines and have fun fishing.